Before there were books, there were secrets. Welcome to the Library of Secrets.
In the beginning, there was no history, no language, no memory, only survival. Yet, beneath the flicker of firelight, something stirred in the minds of our ancestors. A spark, invisible yet unstoppable, began to weave thought from instinct. They gazed at the stars with questions they could not yet speak. Around them, the walls of caves became sacred canvases, marked with symbols of the hunt, the spirit, and the dream. This was not mere survival, this was the birth of awareness. The first fragile steps into a vast inner world. Here, in the shadows of firelight, consciousness awoke, timid, curious, and eternal. Deep within the skull, a silent organ plotted humanity's rise, the brain. For centuries, it hid its secrets, guiding hands, eyes, and hearts, shaping every choice. Ancient healers etched its form onto stone, whispering of its mysterious powers. In dark temples, seekers of wisdom meditated upon its mysteries, sensing the divine spark it carried. The brain was not only a vessel for thought, it was the map to creation itself. Every vision, every invention, every act of love or cruelty, all were born from this pulsating cathedral of flesh and light. Humanity was beginning to understand the engine of its own awakening. As civilization grew, so too did the labyrinth of the mind. Thinkers like Sigmund Freud dared to wander into its depths, unearthing dreams, fears, and the strange theater of the subconscious. The mind, they said, was ruled by hidden forces, the wild instinct of the ID, the guiding reason of the ego, and the moral voice of the superego. Together, they wove the fabric of identity, shaping who we believe ourselves to be. But the psyche is no simple map, it is a shifting landscape of desires and shadows, where reality bends and time dissolves. To know it is to step into a dream, and hope to return. For millennia, the mind remained uncharted. But science and spirit alike began to draw maps, not of land or sea, but of thought itself. Neurons became constellations, circuits became highways of memory. Ancient parchments bore diagrams of dreams and divine visions. The mind was a network, a machine, a temple. Every synapse, every spark of thought was a bridge between worlds, the tangible and the infinite. These maps promised more than understanding, they promised the power to change ourselves, to rewire our very being. Then came a new reflection, not in water, not in glass, but in code. The digital age turned the mind outward, into machines that could think, remember, and dream. Our faces became half human, half data, lit by the glow of screens. Artificial intelligence traced the patterns of thought with cold precision, building a mirror that stared back at us. And in that reflection, we saw both promise and peril. For as machines learned to know our minds, we began to wonder, are we shaping them, or are they shaping us? Long before wires and algorithms, seekers of truth turned inward. In temples and mountains, they closed their eyes to see more clearly. The mind became a sacred garden, where thoughts bloomed like lotus flowers and the cosmos swirled above in silent unity. Mystics spoke of chakras, energies, and divine geometry etched into the soul itself. Science could map the brain, but mysticism sought to awaken it, to connect thought, body, and universe as one. In this union, the mind was not a machine, but a doorway to the infinite. At the edge of all knowledge stands a threshold, the moment when the mind truly knows itself. Here, in the vastness of the cosmos, a luminous brain burns like a star. Within it, doors open, pouring light into the darkness. We are not the same beings who first stared at the stars in wonder. We are the result of every thought, every dream, every leap of imagination that came before. The mind has unveiled itself, not as a prisoner of the body, but as the architect of reality. And still, its greatest mysteries lie ahead, waiting to be discovered.